Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some news updates from around the land of smiles for you today, this Tuesday, January 28th. But before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Thailand. Now, today, we'll be talking about Operation Dragon Slayer, targeting Chinese crime villas, criticisms of Bangkok's free transport plan, and a little later, Malaysia's vape smuggling crackdown amid its addiction crisis. But first, back to Bangkok. Two suspects are at large after assaulting a Thai doctor outside of a Bangkok clinic. Police are searching for two suspects who assaulted Dr. Chanest, 37 years old, outside a Siloam beauty clinic on January 25th. The attackers, described as men in their 30s and 40s, arrived on an orange Honda PCX motorcycle and attacked the doctor with fists and a motorcycle helmet. CCTV footage captured the incident and the suspects' identities as neither wore face coverings. Smart criminals. The attackers fled towards Saton Road. Dr. Chanest, who suffered facial injuries, suspects the motive may involve his clinic's success or a dispute with a former shareholder. Police are investigating but have yet to identify the suspects. Also interesting about this case, the doctor tried to flee into his Grab driver, his Bolt driver's car, but then upon seeing the assault, the Bolt driver, well, he bolted. He ran away. He's like, I don't want any part of this. So, yeah, I don't know if you can really blame him for that, but unfortunately, that left the doctor behind to get beat up. Unclear what the motives are, but should be clear soon because these men did not hide their identities at all, and it appears that they should be caught imminently. Yeah, anyways, suffering from success. Poor doctor over here, but fortunately, he's relatively okay, and if he has any facial problems, well, I guess he's in the right profession. Anyways, good luck, doctor. Hopefully you find some justice. On to our next story. So this one, we have a little bit of intrigue coming out of Japan. Foul play has been suspected in the death of a Thai intern in Japan. The family of Not, a 25-year-old Thai intern, suspects foul play in his death after his body was found in a Thai restaurant in Hiroshima, Japan. Not went missing after a dormitory party on December 21st, followed by celebrations at the restaurant. Despite efforts by colleagues, police, and Japan's labor ministry, no trace of Not was found until his body was discovered at the restaurant weeks later. The family is skeptical of the restaurant owner's denial of involvement and has called on Thai authorities, including the Prime Minister, to investigate further. They seek a review of CCTV footage and the assistance from Thailand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs to uncover the circumstances of Nat's death, believing he was murdered and his body concealed. Certainly seems suspicious after missing for several weeks and then all of a sudden his body turning up. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's normal circumstances at all. So you can understand the family wanting to get to the bottom of it. Hopefully the authorities are able to give them the support they need to find some answers. But yeah, who knows what could have happened. It's not like, you know, if it was a ransom situation, something like that, nobody ever received any demands. So very unclear. And, you know, he's a 25-year-old kid, an intern. It's not like he would have any money of his own. So motivations remain unclear. Culprits remain unidentified. So hopefully the investigation uncovers something. Anyways, sad stuff. Well, moving on, we're back in Thailand, where a major sting operation is underway. That's right, Operation Dragon Slayer is targeting Chinese crime-linked villas in Chon, Buri. Thai police have raided 5 luxury villas in Chon, Buri as part of Operation Dragon Slayer, cracking down on Chinese criminal enterprises laundering money through the tourism sector. Investigators suspect funds from call center scams were funneled into prime real estate targeting Chinese tourists. The villas, worth over 20 million Thai baht collectively, were registered under Thai company names believed to be fronts for Chinese owners. Payments for these properties involved cash, foreign currencies, and digital transactions to obscure financial trails. Authorities aim to dismantle these networks to protect Thailand's tourism industry, with further actions and arrests anticipated. Yeah, so this has been big news lately between scam centers, kidnappings. These kinds of things have been big business for criminal enterprises, particularly operating out of China here in Thailand. And yeah, front companies laundering money through real estate purchases. Seems like a tale as old as time. Fortunately, the authorities are on the trail of it, but where does it lead? Because if it just leads back to China, it becomes so nebulous, and the ability to enforce the laws here in Thailand against Chinese figures that are just sort of hiding behind the Great Wall are going to be coming up short. So at least they're stopping them here, seizing these properties, making it not so worthwhile for these endeavors, hopefully, and de-incentivizing such activities. I guess we'll see. Okay, so everybody loves Thailand. Everybody comes to hotels. But not all of them are operating above board. Now, a new hotel act is set to register 500 plus unlicensed Thai hotels. The Tourism and Sports Ministry plans to propose a revised hotel act targeting small and medium-sized accommodations, aiming to register over 500 unlicensed properties out of the 90,000 that don't qualify under current laws. The act will reduce restrictions but maintain safety as a priority, encouraging operators to upgrade properties to meet standards. Challenges like environmental and city planning laws hinder registration for some guest houses, with regional differences complicating the process. Stakeholders argue that amending related regulations may offer faster solutions than the lengthy Hotel Act revision process. Additionally, a co-payment tourism stimulus initiative with 1 million privileges is set for June, and the 2025 Thailand Grand Tourism and Sports Year strategy will be announced on February 3rd. 90,000, that is a lot of accommodations that are not up to snuff. And now, of course, the registration of just 500 more doesn't seem like it's really tackling the issue here. So you can kind of understand the stakeholders wanting a little more clarity on regulations to be able to comply while still being able to operate. Yeah, thoughts, people. Obviously, there are plenty of nice hotels in Thailand, but usually it's going to cost you a little bit more. The more economy-friendly ones might not be following regulations here in Thailand. So your thoughts, have you had any bad experiences with hotels that you might suspect are not fully licensed? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, now we're talking pollution. We're getting into it, since that does seem to be a hot topic. Well, one of the solutions for the pollutions, is this Captain Planet over here? Anyways, has been the free transport plan. Well, not everybody's a fan. Bangkok's free transport plan has been criticized amid the Haze crisis. So, Bangkok's government introduced a week of free public transport costing 140 million baht to reduce the PM 2.5 pollution by encouraging residents to switch from private vehicles. The initiative, launched Saturday, saw a 45% rise in electric train usage, but has drawn criticism. Critics argue the plan is superficial and unrealistic without guaranteed behavioral changes. Environmental experts suggest funds could be better spent on long-term solutions like air purifiers for schools. Some blame the government for delayed action despite advance warning. While the debate continues, Bangkok's Haze crisis persists, highlighting the need for more sustainable strategies. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a nice gesture, right? Free transport. Apparently, its usage is up 45% according to them. But also, yeah, it's already pretty busy in non-free days. So what does it look like now? You must be cramming in there. Also, it's only for a week. Not much of a long-term solution there. Not sure how it, like air purifiers for schools, that's great. But what about the rest of us? That also kind of sucks that I don't go to school. I want some air purifiers. I think at the end of the day, it's, we are warned about this year after year. The crop burning, whatever. Obviously, there's a lot of cars in Bangkok. There needs to be some long-term solutions here. And obviously, this sort of Band-Aid on a bullet wound isn't really going to cut it. So I can understand the criticisms, but also what can the government do? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments about strategies you might employ. All right. Next story. We got a bit of a TikTok scandal. Well, social media scandal. Not sure which one, but let's get into it. A Thai Bolt driver has been exposed for faking a heroic story. Stolen valor. A Thai Bolt driver, Chok Chai, apologized after fabricating a heartwarming social media story to gain attention. The tale, shared under the alias Muk Kanokwan, described Chok Chai helping an intoxicated passenger with kindness and a touching farewell message. Initially praised by other drivers, the story unraveled when users noticed inconsistencies and traced the account to Chok Chai himself. Gotta fix your burner, dude. Further investigations revealed his history of fraudulent behavior, leading to his blacklisting and termination from Nawamin Football Club. Chok Chai admitted to creating the story for social media recognition and urged the public to stop harassing his family. I think. All right, calm down, everybody. Like, so he made up a story for clout. Obviously, he's facing the consequences of it now. He was apparently part of this football club, but because of this controversy, he's been dropped, and they've cut out all relation to him. That's a burn. I'm not sure how his employment with Bolt is going, but yeah, I mean, come on, dude. If you're gonna make up stories about yourself, you got to be really careful about making sure it can't be traced back to you. Just take a look at Elon Musk and all of the praise he heaps upon himself over on Twitter, formerly known as X, or the other way around. But yeah, thoughts on that, guys? Making up stories for clout, justifiable or just an yucky move? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now we were off to ASEAN. I have a nice variety of stories for you. We're involving smuggling, news anchors who are lost to us apparently, and scandals involving the police. Well, let's get into it. Our first story takes us off to Malaysia. Now, Malaysia's vape smuggling crackdown highlights its addiction crisis. Authorities in Malaysia arrested 14 individuals in a sting operation targeting a syndicate smuggling unregulated vapes through Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The group bribed custom officers with $45,000 monthly to evade detection, moving millions of dollars in vape products since 2023. Over $4 million worth of vapes were seized. The crackdown underscores a growing health crisis as vape use among Malaysians aged 15 to 24 surged from 1.1% in 2011 to 8.6% in 2023. Concerns are rising over vapes laced with pidem, a synthetic drug mix linked to severe mental and physical harm. Health experts warn of escalating treatment costs, estimated to reach $80 million annually by 2030 if stricter controls are not implemented. So, yeah, okay, I was in Malaysia recently, and I was at a music festival, and, like, in Thailand, vapes are pretty controlled. Like, they're not technically legal, although it's possible to get your hands on them, allegedly. But the lax enforcement here over in Malaysia is full-on, advertising and marketing businesses all over the place. So at the music festival I was at, they had booths set up to sell you vapes throughout the show. I would say the average age of people at that show was in that range of 15 to 24. It does appear to be a bigger problem only in the legal market, and the fact that there is, it's legal there, and that there's still this much money to support an illegal black market of smuggling just shows how big a problem it is becoming over in Malaysia. So yeah, I would recommend not buying illegal vapes, especially since they can be laced with drugs you don't even know, especially if you have a legal market that you can participate in. But yeah, we'll see. Malaysia, you vaping? Let me know in the comments. All right, now, serious mode. We have a serious story next coming out of Cambodia. A renowned TV presenter, Manet Athana, has passed away at the young age of 37. Manet Athana, Director of Information and CNC News anchor, passed away on January 26th at a Bangkok hospital due to an undisclosed illness. The 37-year-old joined CBS in 2009, earning admiration as a morning news anchor for her professionalism and dedication. Her passing is mourned as a significant loss to journalism, with CBS producer Seth Kim Soen expressing deep condolences, recognizing her as a respected figure and intellectual. Her body will be transported to Phnom Penh on January 28th, that's today, for a Buddhist funeral at her family residence in Buri, Vinmien, Phnom Penh. This one, when I picked up this story, it hit pretty close to home because she's obviously similar industry to what I am in, a little bit higher up, more professional, one could argue, very easily. But this is also around my age. So I'm very curious to know exactly what the cause was behind this. She was in a Bangkok hospital, I imagine because Thailand's healthcare system is probably a little bit better than what they have in Cambodia. But even then, it seemed to not be enough. So heart goes out to her, her coworkers, her family. It seems like she was a very well-respected person in the media over there. And hopefully that space, it's going to leave a lot of empty space in people's hearts, for sure. But please, let me know your thoughts. Say some good words about her in the comments. All right, moving on to our next story. we're back in Vietnam. So there's been a lot of fraud, a lot of big high-profile cases coming out of Vietnam, and there's been a lot of crackdowns. A female mastermind behind a $40 million fraud has been arrested. That's right, Pham Thi Huyen Trang, a 26-year-old, has been revealed as a key leader in the 1 trillion Vietnamese dong, or $40 million, scam network targeting over 13,000 Vietnamese victims. Operating out of Cambodia, Trang designed manipulative scripts and coached scammers posing as officials to exploit fears over identity fraud and government procedures. The syndicate used a 3-tier system, impersonating authorities, tricking victims into downloading fake apps, and draining bank accounts via remote access. Police in Bac Ninh arrested nearly 60 individuals, including Trang and 4 other ringleaders. Trang earned $8,000 monthly for her role, shocking investigators. The crackdown, involving 43 task forces, led to 38 arrests, with more expected as authorities expand charges to include money laundering and international fraud. Citizens are urged to remain vigilant against sophisticated scams. Well, okay, so they uncovered it was 1 trillion Vietnamese dong, $40 million. This woman was making $8,000 a month and is being framed as the ringleader. At a $40 million scam, $8,000 a month, that math ain't mathin' to me. And she was only 26 years old. Could be a patsy. I don't know. This feels like a fall guy to me, but I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comments of this ongoing investigation. So, who's actually responsible? That's a big issue. And also the fact that this was being run out of Cambodia to scam people in Vietnam. It shows how prevalent these international scam networks are and how easily they can avoid detection just by operating out of other countries. Yeah, be careful out there. Don't download fake apps. And yeah, I don't think government officials are really going to be asking you for your banking information over the phone. So protect yourselves, people. All right. Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? April says, I'm in the wrong field. Everybody's getting $40 million. Well, $40 million was total. Yeah, that's a lot of money for Vietnam, obviously. 1 trillion dong. That's a big number. Damien says, woo, wish was my girlfriend. Could have sent me some money. Yeah, it's Hong Bao days, baby. It's Chinese New Year. And what else do we got? I'm on a phone and like the stream. Pull down the chat bar, and then you can see like the stream thing. Thank you for the advice. Sing in my car. Yeah. Hugh agrees with my theory. She's taken the fall for somebody. Does seem that way. 26-year-old seems a bit young to be this kind of a mastermind, raking in that kind of dough. So we'll see, man. I've watched a lot of Breaking Bad. I've seen a lot of Fall Guys. So that might just be recency bias on my end. Elliot, you're back. Huan Yin Guan Ni. Thank you for coming. All right. Our last story of the day, well, guess what? More corruption, but this time we're heading to the Philippines. A PNP exec linked to a mishandled 6.7 billion peso drug case has fled the Philippines. So, one of 9 at-large Philippine National Police, or PNP, officers involved in mishandling the 6.7 billion peso drug case has fled the country. PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Jean Fajardo confirmed the unnamed general left on January 8th, days before an arrest warrant was issued by the Manila Regional Trial Court on January 15th. Somebody had a tip-off. The case involves 29 policemen accused of bungling the prosecution in the 990-kilogram shabu, aka methamphetamine case. Currently, 20 officers are in custody, while 4 active officials, 3 retirees, and 1 dismissed officer remain at large. Authorities are coordinating with the Bureau of Immigration for hold departure orders to prevent further escapes. Well, here we go. We got a big drug network over here. Fun thing about this case, I learned that they call methamphetamine shabu over in the Philippines. No matter what you call it, it's a very dangerous drug. And now 29 police officers are involved in this scam. 9 are still at large. So where they are, we don't know. But one, a very high-ranking man, has fled the country. I don't think we'll see him back in the Philippines anytime soon. But this is the problem, is that there are tons of officials. Bribery is still a big issue in many parts of Southeast Asia, especially when there's as much money involved as much of the drug trade has. So, I don't know, man. Corrupt police. That's not possible, is it? Let me know your thoughts, Philippines, on this particular case. Do we have more Fall Guys here, or are these guys actually guilty of what they are being accused of? Guys, thank you for watching this episode of Good Morning Thailand. We will be back again with you tomorrow, but you can always go to thetiger.com to see more news updates throughout the day. And if you enjoyed the conversation, like so many of our guests do here on YouTube, you can continue that conversation at ASEANnow.com, Thailand's largest expat forum, where you can, just join in. Finally, my last plug, please go to Megatix or follow Leaf Laugh Love Comedy on Instagram to get more news updates about comedy shows throughout the week here in Bangkok. And of course, my big show down in Pattaya at Siam Hotel on February 7th, starring myself, one Philip Koo, and Charles the French. It's going to be a great show. If you're in town February 7th, go to Megatix now to get your tickets. Now, don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you. Let me get into the comments and see what's going on.